Conclusion. There are no recipes in life. Life is simple and deep, but we make it shallow and complicated. Wiener. So what is your recipe for a happy life? Was the final question of the interview. I had been invited to a morning show on an Estonian radio station. It was a beautiful conversation, and the final question was probably meant for me as a hint, to give a bit of inspiration to the listeners. Yet what could I have replied? I'm pathologically honest. I cannot throw out feel-good phrases and cheerful clichés just to please someone. Anyone, really. And so I gave the only possible answer, what I really truly thought was the case, that there is no recipe. There is no one-size-fits-all, happily ever after ending. And if you do happen to come across a one-size-fits-all, happily ever after recipe for happiness, it is just as fictional as the inscription on the dark magical signpost in Russian fairy tales. Wouldn't it be beautiful, though, to have such a recipe? Or a tutorial for a happy, fulfilled and successful life, which would be given to us at birth. All we would have to do is follow it systematically and get it down to a T. As a good girl and a perfectionist with Hermione syndrome, I would definitely be spectacularly happy and successful, no doubt. I'm great at following orders. But life doesn't operate like that. There are no checklists, no to-do and not-to-do lists to achieve true sustainable success, no tutorial for real happiness, no recipe for a model life. There's a lot of good and bad advice out there, but it is not always a good match for everyone's life circumstances. What works for me will not work for others. What works in certain circumstances might not work in other circumstances. What works for you today may be the exact opposite of what you need tomorrow. If anything, life is spontaneous, unpredictable, unique, and ever-changing. Life is full of opposites and contradictions that beautifully coexist. Night follows the day follows night, darkness follows the light, and light follows the darkness. Spring follows winter, and autumn follows summer. Death follows birth, and birth follows death. And so it goes on in constant motion, eternally changing and shifting. That is why people ask for a recipe, to deal with life's spontaneity, uncertainty, and contradictions, to bring order into the confusion. And it's totally understandable. Yet it is our attempt at making uncertain things certain that creates complexity. When we try to simplify...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?